there, I'm Jordan Verano with 3D Digital, and I'm here to show you Escan with camera option. We got a normal Escan model, we got a color camera, and we're going to scan this part. What the color camera is going to allow us to do is overlay a color material on top of our scan. All right. First, using the scanning software, we're going to preview to make sure that our item that we're about to scan is going to scan good, and we're going to turn the camera on. Okay, and that's with this little button right here. The preview looks good. We're going to go ahead and stop the preview, and we can go ahead and take a scan. When it scans, that noise right there is it taking a picture. Okay, and that picture is what's going to use to build that material. Scan looks like it's about done there. And you can see here on screen that it's got the color already there. It's got a little bit of a preview. We're going to have to put this together later on, but I'll show that when we get to it. Okay, so the next thing we do is take another scan. So I'm going to preview, and I've got my scanning window open so I can actually see what that's going to look like on the preview. That looks good. Right there. So stop the preview. Camera's already on. Let's scan again. You hear that? Took another picture. Every time it scans, it's going to take another picture. Okay, and then it's going to composite all these together. So we just wait for the scan to finish. Go. Looks good. Alrighty. And we're going to come over here and we're going to take another scan. Let me turn the preview on. I'm just going to rotate that. That looks good. Stop the preview. Camera's on. Scan. There's that third picture. And it's scanning. Okay, once you're done with your scans, you're going to come over here to Slim Wizard. We're going to load the scans, and we're going to select these PMH files that the software has generated. Okay, shift click all those, open them. Here they are. Now, what you're going to do is just hit next, and it's going to process these for a minute. Now, I've covered all of this process before in another video for SlimWiz tutorials. You can look it up on YouTube. But if you haven't, I'm going to go through the steps a little bit now. All we have to do is wait for this to finish. There. Okay. What you need to do next is hit auto reference. It's going to fix that first file in place, and then the other two are going to be oriented around this one. And all you need to do is click everything but that one if you have more than 3 files like I do. If you have 5, you're going to fix one and then select the other 4. Okay, and then you hit next. It's going to bring you into these windows right here. And basically what these are is I need to orient this file with this one so they line up. Okay, and so you're going to pick 3 reference points. Like I can see that there's these 3 dots. They're very unique. So there's those dots. Okay, so I can, but I'm not gonna use all 3 of those points. You want kind of a triangle shape to help make it really even. So all those 3 in a line, it could be a bad alignment. So 1, 2, 3 points, and we'll do the same. You got to make sure that the numbers match up to the points that you're placing. So 3 has to match up with 3, 2 with 2, and 1 with 1. There, and we can come down here and look and see that that's not quite oriented correctly. Now there must be an issue with the points that I picked or how they're placed. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of move this one around a little bit, try and even that up. You want these to look half and half, not these really pill shapes. Those aren't any good. Okay, there we go. That alignment looks a little bit better. I'm going to try again to set those up better. looks a little bit better. Really watching this bottom edge right there, trying to make sure that those are both level. Tweak those just a little bit. There we go. That's more like it. I like that right there. Okay, and then you're going to hit Set Transformation. That's going to lock those two in place. And then you're going to do the next thing with these two. Okay, this part was the one that was here, but now it's over here, and here's our new one. Just pick 3 points that you can easily identify. And I can see these two that are kind of squat down here are those right there. So put 3 here, put 2 here, 1 here. Same thing for this. There. Let me check it out how it lines up in there. It's pretty good. I can probably move that around just a little bit more. You really want those points to be in the exact same spot on each one. There. It's better. I think that'll work good enough for this. Set transformation. And let that kind of process that out. Very good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to double check that these files are okay. We look, there's our scans. And here, those look good. You're going to hit next. This is where it's going to save that final PMH. And scan 3 is the file that I've been working everything out of. So that's where I want it. And you hit next. Just hit next. We want to deselect these. We don't want it to produce any of these right here. We're just going to hit finish. It's going to save that final PMH right where we want it in scan 3. Okay, once that's complete, you're going to come down here, open a folder up, and look in where we've been saving it, in scan 3. That's where I've been saving all my stuff. So let's go back to scan 3. Here's scan 3. This has got all the data I've collected so far. Everything's been automatically saved in here. Here's this file that after we've stitched it all together, that's what Slim generated. We're going to go in here, and we're going to go into Reg Global. And in here, these are the 3 PMH files that have been stitched together. And what we're going to do is we're going to open them. Just double click on one, and it will take you into 3D Viewer. Once it's done loaded, you'll see a file looks like this. Notice that it's got our texture on there. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? And on this one, I've done a little bit of editing. I've kind of cut off some of the bad extraneous data here, and basically what you do is you come into, you right click, and it is set no values. That's what you want. Hotkey N. Set no values, and you get this little, you notice that your pointer has changed. And basically you can click around and you can cut off little sections of data like that. Okay? And you go through all 3 and clean them up. You go to File, Save Files, and you hit Save Selected Files with Current Names. That way it's going to, because you need those files to be the same. Just hit that. It's going to save it. And boom. Okay. And just close that one. Go to your next one. Now we're going to do the exact same thing again. So we can see that's bad, doesn't need to be there. That's kind of bad, doesn't need to be there. Trim this edge up, see that reflection, that don't need to be there. And then this, where it's kind of got that strange edge to the side, we're going to get rid of that too. And right click, set no values. Okay. Boom, it's gone. Okay. Same thing for this. Get a nice straight edge down there. Got a big triangle here. You can hear me, I'm just double clicking right there, and it goes ahead and takes it out. sorry about the frame rates right here. This is processing a lot right now. There we go. I got a little bit left. Trim that as well. Good. Now we're going to go File, Save Files, Save Selected Files with Current Names. Remember that. Good. Close that one and do the same thing for the last one. Ooh, that one's kind of ugly. Okay. Oops. Would help if I set no values, wouldn't it? Here we go. Go. Zoom out a little bit. There. Digital Escan that. Let me get this little bit up here as well. Tell you what, I don't want this loopy-loo here either, so I'm going to cut that out. So it's done deleting that. There we go. I'm going to really just make that straight. And there it goes. Okay. File. Save files. Save selected files with current names. Good. Close that up. Okay, and finally, after you have registered all your files, you're going to come here to Color, Calibration, Texture, Map Script, and you're going to get this little prompt. Make sure that you have all these file types in the right spot, and I'm going to show you right here. I open up the folder in Scan 3, in that little folder that it generates whenever you register the files, Reg Global. I'll even back out. Scan 3, this weird little number thing, Reg Global. All these files need to be in here, and it doesn't place them here automatically. You're going to have to go back and grab these files from here and make sure they're in that Reg Global. Okay, registered global. All right. Then you hit OK, and it's going to ask you for some of these files. Select registered PMH files. So we're going to select registered PMH files. Sorry, hang on. This one, this one, this one. Open. It's going to ask you for your script. It's going to replace that. Okay, and then where's your final PMH? And then here we have it, final PMH. It's this one here. Open. It's going to process that. Now this can take a minute. Okay, this process right here, it's got to place all those textures on that part file. Okay, it takes a minute to process. There you go. That's all there is to it. This one's a little bit beat up because I didn't align those scans perfectly. But if you spend a little bit more time, obviously this was just an example. Your part can be lined up way better and it'll look a lot cleaner.